Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I want to start off by saying I'm really sorry that I haven't been able to film or post lately. Late last week through the weekend, honestly, until about Tuesday of this week, I wasn't feeling well. So I kind of stopped the slime recordings for shorts, and I do have several different unboxing or video voiceover footage kind of videos planned, but I just wasn't feeling great last weekend, and I didn't feel like pushing myself to film or edit when I didn't feel well. But now I'm back, I think, as far as I know. And I have about 4 slimes to film for shorts, and I have 2 more on the way. So if you are someone who found my channel because of the short videos, some new ones of those will be coming shortly. And if you are someone who found my video because of Bath & Body Works or fragrance, you are in luck because I have an outlet haul today. So I went up to Dallas recently, and there is an outlet that I really like that is a little bit past Waco, Texas, which is quite a drive from where I am, about 2 hours maybe. And so I don't like to go up there for just that reason. But since I was coming back from Dallas and it was on the way back, I thought I would stop, and I did find a lot of great finds. So I am gonna go ahead and share my haul. I don't think any of these, one of these items might be considered a SAS, a semi-annual sale finds. So maybe I'll go ahead and start with that one. So I had been wanting to try the Bath & Body Works sunscreen spray. I went on vacation down to Orlando, and I really wanted to take one of these with me. I do not like sunscreen lotion, and I feel like I don't like the scents of most sunscreens. It's weird because when fragrance or when candles are supposed to smell like sunscreen, I like those. But if you were to just give me a tube of sunscreen from the grocery store or something, I usually don't like the way that smells. And so because of that, I feel like I don't wear it as often as I should. And so I thought that I would try the Bath & Body Works version to see if maybe one that is scented nicely would encourage me to wear it more often. And also, I do like the sprays a lot better than the lotion sunscreen that you have to rub in. I just feel like those can get really messy. I always misjudge, and I either don't put enough or I put too much and then it doesn't rub in, and then you have those white streaks, and it's a mess, and it's the bane of my existence during summer. But I'm very pale, so obviously I do need to wear a lot of sunscreen. So that was a long rambly way of saying that I am gonna try the Bath & Body Works sunscreen sprays. I would never pay full price for this because they're $19.95, so that's outside of what you can even spend a free reward on. But at the outlet, this was $4, and so I thought I'd give it a try. It's 50 SPF, which I feel like when I grab sunscreen from the grocery store, I tend to look for a 90 or 100, but my husband recently told me that 50 or above is that they're all kind of comparable, he read somewhere that there's not a huge difference. So I'm gonna try this and see if I like it, but definitely gambling on something that I hadn't tried before. Much happier to do that for $4 than for $20. So this is the only item that I think you would classify as SAS that I got. And then also at the outlet, every time that I go to this particular outlet, I like to grab a soap. So I grabbed the Foaming Marine Waves and Citrus. This might have been in the semi-annual sale, but I don't think I saw it. I think this was like technically classified as like a spring scent, and I didn't see these anymore in the sale. Anyway, but I did have this scent in the hand sanitizer, and I really enjoyed it. The scent notes of Marine Waves and Citrus are sea salt breeze, crisp apple, and ocean moss. And I thought that it had orange in it for a while. I mean, because of the title, like I thought that I was picking up on like ocean moss and orange, but I guess that was apple. Anyway, my husband and I like to use the foaming hand soap from Bath & Body Works, but I feel like it takes us a really long time to go through soaps because we really only have 2 sinks where we use them. And so I don't usually bother getting the seasonal ones because it can take us months. And so even if we like prepare and it's like in season when we start to use a seasonal one, it's still going to last long beyond that. So I just go with scents that I think kind of smell good in general, which is usually like marine scents, aquatic scents. So we're going to go with this one. I was kind of excited about this though because this was less than $2. Like I think it rang up as like $1.95 or $1.85, which even when Bath & Body Works has a soap sale, those are usually like $3.50 at the lowest. I think the most recent soap sale that they had was like $3.95. So I was very excited to get us a soap for less than $2. And sorry, I've been rambling a lot with this video. I didn't realize I had so many like little things to say about these products, but hopefully it's still enjoyable. Next, I got the Men's Shop Nocturnal Rose Body Wash. The scent notes on this are black pepper, wild rose, and cedarwood. This was a scent that I enjoyed, but I didn't want to spend full price on it, so I was waiting for it to go to the semi-annual sale. And then the stores around me, like the ones closest to me, I feel like as soon as the semi-annual sale started, this one went really quickly. So I wasn't able to find it, and I thought like that was it was just gone. So when I saw that they had a lot of this at the outlet store, I grabbed one. This was originally $15.95, and this was on a 75% off table at the outlet, so I think it came to about like $3.95, which is pretty good for a shower gel or body wash, whatever you want to call it. This scent, I know this was kind of a divisive scent. People either loved it or hated it. This one kind of reminded me of Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios. I think it's the cedarwood and like the black pepper notes. And rose is a fragrance note that a lot of times they will add to certain scenes in the houses, like in the Phantom of the Opera scene in the Universal Monsters house a couple of years ago. There was a room that smelled very strongly of roses. But so I guess it's just these 3 scent notes, I really associate them with Halloween Horror Nights. So to me, this is very much a Halloween scent, even though it originally came out for Valentine's Day. So excited to use this. I think that might be the last. No, I have one more body care item. This is the Champagne Toast shampoo. So Champagne Toast is not one of my favorite scents at Bath & Body Works. I don't dislike it, but it's one of those that is always just kind of there, and I never really reach for it. But they are discontinuing their shampoo, which I know people said that for a while, and then it would pop up again on the website. But after the most recent summer sale, it hasn't shown up anymore, so I think they really are discontinuing their shampoo. And so I decided that I was just going to grab whatever scents they had at the outlet, and this was the one that they had. So these scent notes are, sorry, the ring light is making it hard to read, bubbly, champagne, sparkling berries, and juicy tangerine. So this is like a bubbly kind of fruity scent. So it's like a generic scent that would fit well for shampoo. This is a little bit of an older label, and so I checked the production stamp, or whatever you want to call it, on the bottom, and it starts with a 3. So this is from 2023. So I am going to be using this right away. This is not something that I would want to store, because this is a 3-year-old shampoo, which I think is probably fine since it hasn't been opened. But yeah, I definitely would not want to like stock up on these that are from 2023. But this one, I thought I could give it a try, and it doesn't have the price tag on here. I think the shampoos originally retailed for like $21.95, but this was on the $3 table. So this is a pretty large bottle of shampoo, 16 fluid ounces. So it's about, I believe the body washes are 8. Oh no, this is 10. So it's not quite double. But yeah. So, but I do tend to go through shampoo pretty quickly because I have long hair, so this won't last long, and I was happy to get a deal. And these next 2 items are new-ish items. I had a gift card from Fetch, and because of the candle sale, I was able to get these almost entirely with my $25 gift card. I just had to pay the tax. So 2 3-wick candles for $25 is a pretty good deal. So the first one that I got was Carnival Fog. This is the Halloween scent that I'm most excited about this year. I am so sad that it isn't available in body care. Some people have, well, before I show you the scent notes, I'll talk about, some people have said that it is a repackage of Moonlit Graveyard. I only had Moonlit Graveyard in the hand sanitizer, and hand sanitizer scents are way different than scents in all other types of products, because the hand sanitizer has such a higher concentration of alcohol. So I can't really speak to if they are the same, but to me, this smells exactly like walking into a Halloween Horror Nights house. And when you look at the scent notes, you're gonna see why. So the scent notes are autumn air, woody incense, and midnight fog. So the fog is pretty much a 1-to-1. In Universal's Halloween Horror Nights houses, they use a lot of pyrotechnic fog, and this candle reminds me a lot of the way that fog smells. The woody incense, so the wood, Universal tears down and rebuilds their Horror Nights houses every year. Some of them are created in spaces that need to be open the rest of the year, like on ride tracks and stuff like that, and in ride queues. So they tear them down and then rebuild them every year. And so when you are going through them, a lot of times to me it smells like new construction, like sawdust, and like the way that it smells kind of when you're walking through a house where they've just kind of put up like the foundation or like the base, and they're still working on it. That woody note is what I get from the woody incense. I don't get very much of the incense note. I guess it adds like a slight sweetness, but there are several houses in the past that have had incense notes like pumped into them to go with the theme. The most recent one that is popping up in my mind is the Wyatt Six house last year. In Abby the Witch's room, there was an incense smell. So that's reminding me of that. And then autumn air, it just kind of, I don't know, there's like a spooky vibe, but I don't really know how much of air you can smell. It's mostly the incense and the fog. So that's my opinion. I know quite a few other people that are Halloween Horror Nights regulars that have said it reminds them of that smell as well, but then I've also seen a few people that are like, no, it absolutely does not smell like that. But in my opinion, every time that I open the lid on this candle and smell it, it reminds me of walking into a Horror Nights house. So this will be probably my only candle ever that I will get multiple of. I got this one and I plan to get at least one more. I always thought it was a little crazy when people would have candles that they wanted to save and not burn, but I think I'm probably gonna keep one of these unburnt just because I like the fragrance so much. So the first time and foreseeable only time that I will do that. The wax color is like this nice teal. It doesn't really say Halloween to me, but it goes with the label really well. So I'm very happy with Carnival Fog. And then the second candle that I got, because candles were on sale for $12.95 each. So the second one that I got was Fresh Fall Morning. So this is not a candle that I've ever burned before. I went through and I smelled all of the fall candles. I actually have video footage of like going in store and like showing like all the new this is fall 1 because this is like the first wave of fall items. Going in store and filming and smelling all of the fall 1 items at Bath & Body Works, and I'd planned to edit it last week and then I got sick and I didn't do it, and now they've been out for a little bit, so I'm not sure if there is a point in editing it. I might as well, just since I have it. But anyway, when I went in store to smell all of them, this was the candle that I ended up liking the most to get right now, if that makes sense, because I love fall. Fall is my favorite time of year, but some of the fall scents like pumpkin bonfire and leaves, they feel like later fall to me, and it's still summer. So even though I wouldn't necessarily consider myself like a seasonal burner, like I have candles in my burn rotation right now that some people might consider Christmas, but because it is still warm here, I just like couldn't bring myself to burn like the heavier fall fragrances, so I'm gonna wait on those. But this one is a little bit of a lighter fall vibe. I also love the art on this. But the scent notes on Fresh Fall Morning are citrus zest, woodland sage, and red delicious apples. I pick up on mostly the citrus and the apples with like a little bit of woodiness in the background from the woodland sage. So even though, I mean, this definitely gives fall vibes, it is still light enough that I can burn this when it's still hot outside and still very much summer and not feel overwhelmed by like the spices or like the smokiness of some fall scents. So I fully intend to get other candles in the fall collection, probably not the whole collection, but most of them later on. This one I felt like was a good transitional one from summer to fall. And so this is my little haul. I am trying not to buy body care for a while. I reorganized all of my Bath & Body Works body care, and just realized that it takes me a lot longer to go through some of the item types, mainly the fragrance mists. Those take me a really long time to go through. The full-size fragrance mists, I feel like even if I use them consistently, it takes me like a year to go through them, which is fine because like those last a long time before they expire. Like I've known people that have had fragrance mists that are 10 years old that still smell okay. But one thing that I did notice is that the body care type that I go through the fastest is the shower gels. I think because it's warm where I live, and then during the summer, if I go to the gym or go swimming, I'm going to want to take multiple showers. So I have been letting myself get shower gels because I use those a lot, but I've been kind of holding back on the lotion and the fragrance mist because I've been realizing that it takes me a bit longer to use those. So I probably will not be hauling as much body care, but I have been burning candles a lot, and my husband is a big fall person as well, so I'm sure I will have at least one more, probably multiple fall candle hauls coming up. Anyway, I'm sorry for the long rambly video. I'm sorry that I haven't been posting, and I will see you next time. Bye, everybody.